Hi friends, this is Miss Phillips. I've had my morning coffee and now I'm ready to head into grade 4, Mod 7, Lesson 2 with you today. Today's lesson is very similar to Lesson 1, so I know you are all going to rock your learning today. Today we're going to continue with the same objective as Lesson 1, creating conversion tables. But today we're going to be working with capacity units. Capacity measures liquid, so we will be using a 2-column table to create conversion rates from gallons to quarts, quarts to pints, and pints to cups. By the end of the lesson, we will be working with solving problems where we will need to calculate a 2-step conversion with word problems. Are you ready, friends? I know it. We've got this. Okay, so let's begin our concept development for today. Be sure to have something to write with and something to write on. If you have your practice book, you will have a lesson template for this lesson. An example of the template is on your screen. But don't worry if you don't have a template. Just use a blank piece of paper and draw a table similar to the one that I've given you. Okay, so let's begin by looking at how to convert gallons into quarts. 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So 4 1-quart containers is equal to 1 gallon container. Go ahead and write that in your conversion table. So now, if I'm trying to figure out 2 gallons, how many quarts might that be? Right, 8 quarts. I had to double the number of quarts for 2 gallons, or multiply it by 2. So now I want you to pause the video and fill in the rest of the conversion chart. Remember to press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, press pause if you need more time. Otherwise, check your conversion table with the one you see here. Now I want you to look at the table. What's the rule for converting gallons to quarts? Yeah, that's correct. Multiply the gallons by 4. Now I know that some of you may have said that you keep adding 4 to the next previous number, but think back to that work you have done with multiplication. Multiplication is a quicker way to add similar numbers. So now, what I'm wondering is, how can we determine how many quarts are in 13 gallons? That's not on my practice table. What might be some ways to figure out how to determine how many quarts there are in 13 gallons? Sure, we can make the table longer and continue to 13 gallons, or we can use the rule and multiply the number of gallons by 4. The conversion table tells us how many quarts are in 3 gallons and how many quarts are in 10 gallons, so we could also just add those two numbers together. Just like we converted pounds to ounces and yards to feet and feet to inches in the last lesson, we can use that conversion table as a tool to solve for the number of gallons in a given number of quarts. So if I take 13 gallons and I multiply it by 4, that tells me that I now have 52 quarts. I can also do 40 quarts, which is 10 gallons, plus 12 quarts, which is 3 gallons, to also get that 52 quarts. Okay, now let's try a problem that contains both quarts and gallons. I want you to pause the video and use your conversion table and strategies to figure out how many quarts there will be in 18 gallons, 3 quarts. Remember to press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, press pause if you need more time. To solve this problem, I took 18 gallons and multiplied them by 4 because there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. That gave me 72 quarts. But the problem wants to know 18 gallons, 3 quarts, so I needed to add another 3 quarts, which gives me a total of 75 quarts altogether. You could have also used the strategy of adding the 10 gallons, which is 40 quarts, plus 8 gallons, which is 32 quarts, plus another 3 quarts to get 75 quarts. How'd you do on that problem, friends? Great job. Proud of you. All right, next, let's create a conversion table to change quarts into pints. You can find this conversion table on your practice template, or just simply draw another table on your paper similar to the one that you see on your screen. We would need to have 2 pints to fill 1 quart. So think, how many pints are there in 2 quarts? Yeah, that's right, there's 4 points. So 2 pints is equal to 1 quart, and 4 pints is equal to 2 quarts. I want you to write that on your conversion table. Okay, so now pause the video and finish the table. Remember that if you need more time, okay, friends, pause if you need more time. All right, here we go. Be sure to check your conversion table with the one you see here. Now I want you to look at the table. Tell me what the rule is for converting quarts to pints. Yeah, that's correct. You multiply the quarts by 2. A quart holds 2 times as much as a pint. So now what I'm wondering is, how many pints are there in 13 quarts, 1 pint? Go ahead and pause the video. Use your conversion table and one of the strategies we discussed earlier in the lesson, like multiplying the quarts by 2 or using the table and adding 10 quarts plus 3 quarts to find your answer. Okay? Pause if you need more time. Are you ready? Here's what I did. I multiplied 13 times 2 to give me 26 pints, and then I added 1 more pint to get 27. How did you get your answer? Great job, friends. Great job. Now I want to stretch your thinking a little bit. We just learned how many quarts are in a gallon. How many? Yeah, there were 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So how many pints are there in 1 gallon? Yeah. There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon that I can use in my conversion chart because there are 8 pints in 1 gallon. To find that, I took my 4 quarts that I know are equal to 1 gallon and I multiplied them by 2 to get 8 pints. You could also use your conversion chart to see that 4 quarts is equal to 8 pints. So that means there are 8 pints in 1 gallon. This is called a 2-step conversion. I need to use 2 conversion tables and 2 steps to get my answer. Let's try another similar problem. I want to know how many pints are in 2 gallons, 3 quarts. I want you to pause the video and use your conversion table to help you figure out the problem. Remember to press play when you're ready to go over it. Remember, there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon and there are 8 quarts in 2 gallons. Pause the video now and work through your problem. Okay, friends, pause if you need more time. If there are 8 quarts in 2 gallons, I can use my conversion chart to see that there are 16 pints in 8 quarts. I can also use the chart to see that 3 quarts is equal to 6 pints. So 16 pints plus 6 more pints is equal to 22 pints total. We just did a 2-step conversion. Great job, friends. Those can get a little tricky, so be sure to pause the video and take your time to work through the problems. Don't forget that you can also rewind and go through our work again together. Okay. This is the last one. We're going to create a conversion table for pints into cups. Then we're going to relate those cups to quarts and gallons. Find this conversion table on your practice template or draw another table on your paper similar to this one. We would need to have 2 cups to fill 1 pint. Write that information on your conversion table. 2 cups is equal to 1 pint. All right, how many cups are there in 2 pints? Yeah, that's right, there's 4 cups. We already know that 2 pints equals 1 quart. So, how many cups are there in equal to 1 quart? Yeah, there's 4 cups in 1 quart. Okay, so now I want you to pause the video and finish and complete the table. Okay, friends, we're ready to go over it. Pause if you need more time. Be sure to check your conversion table with the one that you see here. Now I want you to look at the table. What's the rule for converting pints to cups? Yeah, that's correct. You multiply the pints by 2. What do you think the rule is for converting cups to quarts? Way to go, friends. You need to multiply by 4. Awesome job. This can get a little tricky, so be sure to use your conversion tables to help you. So now what I'm wondering is, how many cups are in 3 quarts 1 pint? Go ahead and pause the video to work through the problem. Remember to use the conversion tables we've created as well as the strategies we've talked about to solve the problem, and press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, press pause if you need more time. To solve this problem, we need to convert the quarts into cups. I know that 1 quart equals 4 cups, so 3 quarts equals 12 cups. I also can use my chart to tell me that 1 pint equals 2 cups, so I need to add 12 cups plus 2 more cups. That gives me 14 cups, which is equal to 3 quarts 1 pint. Were you able to solve that, friends? Great job. Keep working hard. Woohoo! We're almost finished with our concept development for today. The last thing we're going to do is calculate a 2-step conversion in a word problem. Let's work through one together. All right, so let's take a look at what they're asking us to convert. Okay, Brandon made 5 gallons of iced tea for his party. How many cups of iced tea can he serve? So I'm starting with 5 gallons, and I have to know how many cups that is. There's a few different ways that we can solve this problem. So let's be sure to use the read, draw, write process. Okay, so I can begin by creating a tape diagram that shows my gallons divided into quarts, and it might look something similar to this one. I can find the number of quarts in the 5 gallons of tea by multiplying 5 times 4 because there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Then I can multiply the number of quarts by 4 to find the total number of cups. So Brandon can actually serve 80 cups with his 5 gallons of iced tea. Awesome job today, friends. Now you're ready for your problem set. I want you to pause the video and complete problems 1 and 2. When you've finished, push play and I will go over them with you. Remember to use the conversion tables that we created today to help you. Okay, friends, pause if you need more time. Here are the answers I've completed for problems 1 and 2 in the problem set. Notice that I completed a read, draw, write for each problem. Remember that we learned several strategies to solve problems using the conversion table, so you may have used a different strategy than I did to solve the problem. And that's okay, as long as you have the same answer. If you're having trouble, go back and review some information from the videos. Great work today, friends. That concludes our concept development and problem set. Continue with completing problem sets questions 4 and 5 to give you more practice with conversion tables. I'm so proud of your hard work today, friends. Have a great day.